What's up YouTube? TheMorgile here. This is going to be probably my last video for a while. As some of you may know, my wife's been battling a fatal disease for a while, and so medical expenses along with me losing, for all intents and purposes, losing all of my home-based business clientele. We're going to lose everything. We're going to lose our house and everything. So this will probably be, you probably noticed I've put out a bunch of videos real sort of hastily in the last week or so. Just trying to get as much out there as I possibly can before we go dark. So I just wanted to quickly thank everybody out there who has been supportive of my efforts in my channel. It really did go a long way, and I appreciate it more than you'll ever know. For those of you out there who feel like my work has helped you or somebody that you know in any way whatsoever, then either your prayers, encouragement, or even, I hate to sound like a bum, but your monetary support would be greatly appreciated. I've spent probably thousands of hours making videos, doing shows, all for the hopes to get this flat earth truth out. And I think 2016 has been explosive for flat earth, and hopefully we can keep on trucking. Hopefully we'll get through this sooner rather than later, but I just wanted to let all y'all out there know that I love all you guys, my subscribers, my fans, my enemies. All y'all have been great. I'm gonna miss you for the time being. I'm not going away for good, but it may be a while before I'm back on to where I can continue making videos and uploading them and that sort of thing. So I do sort of say this with a heavy heart, but I didn't want everyone to just be left guessing, well, did I fall off? Yeah, I kind of fell off, but it's, that's what happens when money runs out and you rent. So unfortunately, that's sort of the way things are going for us. Like I said, I will be back, and we may be doing some really big things pretty quickly, but we will be sort of struggling for a little while. We're going to lose our house and basically everything. So it's going to be sort of difficult to make videos and edit them. But just if y'all want to, just please pray for us. If you would like to support the channel and maybe help us get out of this mess, you can do so via PayPal to johneLance@gmail.com or directly through fan funding on YouTube. Either way is fine. It's not obligatory, but if you feel like my videos have helped, again, everything I've released has been for free. I feel like this truth needs to get out, but at the same time, basically as you can see, we're up a creek. I don't have there's no sort of paddles around here, so that's not why I shot this here. It's actually just very nice and peaceful and cool here in this little creek somewhere in Malden, South Carolina, USA. So at any rate, I just wanted this video to be brief, and really what it is, it's a thank you to all of my moral supporters, all of my the few financial supporters that have been very generous to help me through this. Many of you don't know, but in October of 2014, I was hit by a car on my motorcycle, and so I basically lost my business that I had had for many years. And we did rebuild our business between 2015 and 2016, but then of course I came out as a flat earther and sort of lost all of those clients that I had worked towards. So I made a go at it. I figured we could try to do this whole flat earth proponent thing full time. It looked like it might have worked for a little while, but things have sort of fallen apart. It's probably nobody's fault but my own, but I always have faith that God has a plan, and things usually work out for the better. And rest assured, you'll see more of me, but it may just be a while. That's why I released a bunch of stuff sort of in haste, sort of raw, edited, half finished. So don't forget to check out, if you haven't already, check out my secondary and tertiary channels, which are very creatively TheMorgile 2 and Jonathan Christopoulos. They're both linked up as featured channels on my main page. So this may be the last video you see from me for a long time. I just wanted you guys out there to know, my supporters, that I love you. Thank you so much for being there with me from the beginning. I never expected to make more than a couple of flat earth videos, but it's one of those things where it sort of draws you in, and it's almost as if you have to shout this thing from the rooftops once you've realized that it is actually true. So for all you naysayers out there, all you out there that want to say that I'm begging for money and this and that, I'm not. I'm just, I'm just a regular person that put their neck out on the line for this truth. It's basically ruined my life. Well, maybe not. I think it certainly didn't help. But for all intents and purposes, the long and short of it is I'll be going dark for a while, as much as I hate to say it. But I've got tons of stuff on my 3 channels, so definitely check all that stuff out. If nothing else, if you do want to support the channel, just click on some of the ad links. You know, I get paid, well, I can't tell you how much I get paid, but it's pennies per thousand, let's put it that way, of ad impressions. And people out there think if you get a couple million hits on YouTube, you're suddenly rich. That's not true. That's sort of a misconception. You might have enough to pay your internet bill at the end of the month. So if you're anything like me, maybe it's different for non-flat earth channels, but at least for me, YouTube is not lucrative. I've gotten way more support morally and financially from the flat earth community themselves. So really, I just wanted to thank all you guys that have supported. Enjoy the stuff that I've put out so far. We're going to do some big things here coming up soon. It's just going to get a little bit more difficult before it gets easier. So at any rate, God bless you all. Thanks so much. And again, if you're looking to tithe, my friend Majida runs it's Shelter of God Sunday School, sogs.com, out of Pakistan. It's for orphans. They've had very tough lives, and even just a little bit helps. I don't benefit from this. I just give them free, advertising and promotion on my channels. So, don't think that like I'm plugging SOGs out of any greedy purpose. But so if you want to tithe and help, people that really, really need food and clothing and educational materials, definitely check out sogs.com. It's SOGSS.com. And again, if you feel like my efforts and my videos have made a difference either in your life or in someone else's life, then either say a prayer for us. If you want to support us financially, it is desperately needed. You can do that again through fan funding on YouTube or through PayPal. Anybody that wants to troll this video and say that I'm begging for money, that's fine. I've been hearing it since the beginning. I never would have imagined monetizing my videos until I lost my home-based business. And I had several people ask me, how can we support your channel? And 2015, I got a lot of community support right up till December. This year has been very slim, and so basically we're losing everything. So nothing I could do about it. Wish there was, but anyway, I'm sort of going on in circles here. I just want you all to know, don't lose hope. Don't lose faith. This battle is far from over. The flat earth truth is in its infancy, and we've got a long way to go, but I think we've made a lot of headway in the last year. I've been looking into this for just a little over a year now, and the proofs have just mounted up to the point of just empirical certainty. And the spinning globe, every time we delve deeper and deeper into the spinning globe, it gets more and more preposterous as we go, right? So anyway, keeping this under 10 minutes. I may edit a couple things in here, but I doubt it. Just wanted to really thank everybody. God bless you. And if it's a couple months before you hear from me again, don't worry. If it gets to be more than a couple months before you hear from me again, then worry. But hopefully things will come together as they tend to do. Hopefully we'll be back on our feet and making quality flat earth proof videos, as well as maybe a little bit of ambush journalism downtown with flat earth facts. I wanted to do that summer, but right now we've sort of got to think on our feet and figure out what we're going to do. Anyway, enough of my problems. Thank y'all so much. God bless you. And as always, spread the word, spread the world, and peace out. Hey Lily, you want to go for a walk with the cone on your head, or you want the cone off? She she bites her little tail, so that we had to get her a little cone. Come here, Bubba. Hey, come here. Let's get your cone off. Here. Let's get it off. Hold on. What are you doing? What's this? What's that? Huh? What's this? Whoop, sorry. You ready? All right, let's go, you little pig. Let's go. Let's go. What's up, everybody? Ho, ho. Car's coming. All right. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Another car's coming. You need to learn how to be careful, Bubba. Ready? Go, 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 go. The last time I shot this, my camera was cracked, so I did get a new phone. Well, not a new phone, a replacement phone. Luckily, I bought the extended warranty. But figured I'd add this to the farewell for now video. This will probably be the last time we walk Boo Boo on a spinning globe for YouTube for a while. But hey, you never get enough of that, right? As you can see here in South Carolina, we're spinning around eastwardly. I don't know, 750 miles per hour, vertically falling about 100 miles an hour, and yet Boo Boo has no problems sticking to that wild spinning ball at this latitude. Could you imagine being at the equator? Oh, it'd be faster than any roller coaster you've ever even imagined. 1,000 miles an hour east, zipping around an inverse square curve, accelerating downhill at 135 miles an hour. But even if we were at the equator, Boo Boo, without any sort of special training or equipment, could do exactly what you see here, which is, well, pretty much anything, because as you can see, the Earth itself is stationary, and the plane overhead, maybe I can catch a glimpse of it. Anything? No, of course not. We live under the airport, but never get a good shot of the plane. But as you can tell, regardless of where you are in altitude, the planes are always moving relative to the Earth, and the Earth is always stationary. So all that zipping around, inverse square curves at come on, Boo Boo, hundreds of miles an hour is just mere theory. Any tests that you can do, which includes firing projectiles all the cardinal directions and straight up into the air, always prove that the ground, the ocean, well, pretty much everything, the Earth as a whole, is stationary. Technically, theoretically, it could be a spinning ball if you give Newton all of the benefits of the doubt and give Newton all of the probablys in the Principia. But at the end of the day, it's all very much theoretical. Again, any physical experiments that you can repeat prove that the Earth not only has zero curvature, but it is also stationary, which is very easy to prove. I'll remind everybody real quick that physics is the study of bodies in motion, and yeah, we can get a shot of this plane, I reckon. Where are you, plane? There you are. Let's see if we can zoom in a bit. Where'd you go? Yeah, the plane is obviously moving relative to the ground below. Our spinning, that doesn't exist, has nothing to do with what that plane's doing. That plane is flying independently of the ground below, which is stationary. That's why you can land a plane on any runway, north, south, east, west, and any combination of those. The ground itself, in all of history, unless you're talking about possibly tectonic plate movement, but the ground itself has never moved even a single yard. And this is demonstrable. We can prove this. So without curvature, without spinning, then how could it be a spinning globe? Ask Boo Boo. Just in case you're wondering, the reason this is so important is because, let me see if I can turn this around. One of the reasons this is so important is because, it's getting, whew, there we go. One of the reasons this is so important is because the argument, there's sort of an ongoing argument that airplanes, jet airplanes, are constantly attached to the rotational velocity along with the face of the Earth. That's sort of the heliocentric argument that explains away the fact that oftentimes very long east to west flights are often identical in duration to their return flight. So just as an example, you could say, and I've said this a million times, but hey, people still argue this point. Sorry, trying to walk Boo Boo and keep this steady is a little difficult. But people will argue that the airplanes remain velcroed to the rotational velocity along with the face of the Earth. Now, what that means is ridiculous. There's certainly angular momentum is a thing, and forward momentum or conservation of energy is a thing. So in other words, an object in motion will tend to maintain its velocity until enacted upon by some other force. Now, in the case of a jet airplane, several jet engines, turbojets, attached to the plane certainly count as some other force. And so to suggest, for example, that a westbound flight, let's say this is the flight, it's 2,500 miles, by the way, from New York to LA and back, right? So the plane taking off from New York going west towards LA is traveling west against the spin of the Earth, now about 500 miles an hour, but the destination, LA, 2,500 miles away, is going to start racing towards the nose of the plane as soon as the plane takes off. Now, people argue that the planes remain velcroed to the rotational velocity of the face of the Earth along with New York, because that's where it took off. This is ridiculous. In order to do that, sorry, bad lighting. In order to do that, then the plane, this is the one going west from New York to LA, it would have to be traveling west at 500 miles an hour, ascending into the air at however fast jumbo jets ascend, but simultaneously falling backwards at over, say 800 miles an hour, 750 miles an hour backwards, so that's backwards towards the east, and vertically dropping about 100 miles an hour. Because remember, a rotational frame of reference is not the same thing as a linear frame of reference. A linear frame of reference could easily be considered a fixed frame of reference because there's only one force involved. But a rotational frame of reference is different because, again, even though the Earth is very large and it's only spinning at a very low RPMs, in human terms, if you're standing at the equator or at any sort of latitude away from the very North Pole, per se, if it was spinning, then you would also be vertically falling, zipping around a parabolic curve. And so how is it possible for a westbound flight to be accelerating west and ascending while accelerating east and descending? It doesn't work. I mean, you physically can't be doing both things at the same time, right? Now, on the other hand, the eastbound flight, the return flight from LA back to New York, again, it's about 2,500 miles each way. That flight, when you take off, you're going to be racing against New York. So that means that even if, people argue, well, the plane maintains its rotational velocity for the duration of the trip. So there should be no difference. And oftentimes, the eastbound flight, the one going from LA to New York, is shorter than the westbound flight, which is the exact opposite of what you'd expect if the Earth and all the destinations were constantly spinning east. So you have a bit of a conundrum here. And in fact, what this proves is that the Earth is stationary. It's not spinning. There is no axial motion. Uh, and if there's no axial motion, then it's unnecessary and irrelevant to try to disprove orbital velocities or the solar frame of reference or the galactic frame of reference. This is something I've been saying really since the beginning, because if you can disprove one single tenet of the heliocentric model, then the rest of it sort of crumbles with it. We're about to get sprinklered. Don't want to get sprinklered, that would suck. Anyway, yeah, so the fact of the matter is the westbound flight, the one going from LA to New York, should be very short. It really should. You can claim Coriolis effect all you want, but if you actually indeed apply the Coriolis effect to this equation, it shows that objects fixed to a rotational frame of reference will not maintain that rotational velocity unless they're firmly held to the rotating body. So in this case, the rotating body would be the Earth, and the object would be the plane. Now, with the tires on the ground, firmly planted there, obviously that's going to remain fixed to the rotational frame of reference with the ground, right? But when the plane takes off and accelerates west, the opposite direction is the spin, and begins to ascend into the air, it's physically impossible for it to maintain that eastward frame of reference that it's vertically dropping in the other direction at about 100 miles an hour. You can't have both of those motions going on at one time, and gravity doesn't solve the issue. I should quickly mention that no flat earther out there worth his salt argues what goes up must come down. That's an obvious fact of nature. It's not something that's argued. What's argued is the cause of this. Now, in the heliocentric paradigm, most people believe the theory of gravity causes this natural phenomenon. What goes up must come down. So most people in the world believe that apples fall from trees due to the theory of gravity, which is a warping of space and time, which is theoretical, and it's contingent upon further unproven theories such as dark matter. And when you consider all of this in a flat stationary Earth scenario, it becomes very obvious that what goes up must come down is not only, well, it's sort of impossible on a spinning sphere, but some people think that it's proof of or even exclusive to a spinning sphere. And this is a major misunderstanding, because what goes up must come down happens on a stationary flat Earth as well, without the theory of gravity as a warping of space-time. And so it's fairly obvious that what goes up must come down is a natural operation of density and buoyancy. It's fairly obvious. And so for people to suggest that an apple falling from trees is exclusive proof of a spinning sphere is the most ridiculous pseudoscientific claim that you'll ever encounter, and yet that's what most people will tell you. If you tell them that Einsteinian gravity as you know it doesn't exist, they'll literally, well, Neil deGrasse Tyson will drop his microphone. Robert Sungenis, the geocentrist, who thinks the Earth is a ball but thinks that it's a stationary ball, he'll drop his pen and say, "See, it's a globe." But if you actually sort of dissect this and think about it, it doesn't make any sense. density and buoyancy very adequately explain what goes up must come down on a stationary Earth. Look at any map of the different layers of atmosphere and or atmoplane, and you've got your most dense items towards the ground and less dense materials and gases the higher up you go. Come on, boo-boo, get out of the road. There's a car coming. And so it's just very laughable that indeed we don't live on a spinning globe. It's impossible. It's been proven. The globe has been debunked. And yet you have an entire empire of basically brainwashed pseudo-intellectuals who have been indoctrinated into the cult of scientism, who firmly believe no matter what, even if you show them conclusive evidence that they are wrong, they'll fervently believe forever that they live stuck to the side of a spinning sphere, spinning well faster than the speed of sound near the equator. 1,037.5 miles an hour to be exact. Sorry, boo-boo. Come on, good girl, let's go. 1,037.5 miles per hour to be exact at the equator, while only spinning half the speed as the hour hand on the clock at the pole. So this this spinning sphere is a very bizarre, technically possible in theory model. But if you actually take the time to set aside your preconceived notions and your knee-jerk reaction that the flat earth is some stupid idea that's for stupid morons from 500 years ago, think again. This has been a debate that's been going on at least until the late 1800s, early 1900s. However, you're not going to see it in the history books because part of the way that they control us, as bizarre as it sounds, is through global domination. Global domination doesn't necessarily stop with, entities like PNAC or the other alphabet groups. I can't think of the names off the top of my head. It's like the Trilateral Commission, the Bilderbergs. You know the guys that I'm talking about. It doesn't just stop with them, but it's literally a global domination of our minds. Because if you look at pretty much any corporate logo, most of them, especially in the movie and entertainment and brainwashing business, there's just everywhere you find globe symbology that's sort of ingrained into our subconscious very young. Schools teach heliocentric model as if it's a proven fact, as well as the Big Bang Theory as if that's a proven fact. However, these are all very much theoretical, and there is no way to verify what happened, 13.5 billion years ago. That's impossible. And so when you do realize, and if you actually take the time to set aside your bias, set aside your preconceived notion, set aside the pseudoscience that has been tattooed into your brain since you were a kindergartner, you may actually come to realize that there is something to this flat and stationary Earth model because, well, the Earth as a whole is a stationary plane. It's been proven time and time again. There's no question about it. The only reason that this is being so violently contested is because it challenges an empire of scientism. Trying to get some light. It challenges an entire empire of scientism, which comprises everything from military-industrial complex to educational systems to really the control of our minds. They've capped off our pioneering spirit, the old manifest destiny, what took us from sea to shining sea, slaughtering Indians, or Native Americans, I should say. Well, they really did a good job of just sort of capping off, sorry bub, I just kicked you, BB. Sort of capping off our pioneering spirit at the bottom of a globe with an ice cap that's really not a whole lot of fun, right? Just some penguins and cold water and certain death awaits. But what if the stories like Barrington and others, Barrington went to the alleged land beyond the south, and there were other Norsemen who allegedly went to the land beyond the north, to the Mount Meru area of legend, and What if there are other areas upon the extended plain? Do you see that as a motive for them to come up with a very grandiose deception in order to, I mean, it's brilliant. If people thought that there was more land in all these different directions, especially north beyond the North Pole, in quotes, and south beyond the South Pole, then it seems to me that you're gonna get hit, dog. It seems to me that they would do anything to keep us sort of herded here in the center like cattle. So it seems like that's what they've done, and it's coming unraveled. NASA and the Russian space agencies have apparently been, more in cahoots than we've thought. I sort of liken them to the wrestlers. They talk a big talk and beat some chest, but at the end of the day, they go and have a beer together, right? Because they need us in fear. They need us to think that the governments are more powerful than they are, so that we hand over more and more power to the governments. That's how they work, and it works because people are easily manipulated in that regard, and we need to get wise to this. So, anyway, without any lighting, there we go, and without getting redundant, wow, made a mess of myself working on that silly bus. Uh, Anyway, I just wanted to, this will probably be, like I said, this is going to be one of the last videos you see from me for a while. Most likely, we'll be going dark for a while, losing our house, not really sure what we're going to do. Hopefully things will come together. But like I said, if you'd like to support us, your prayers go a long way. And if you do want to help out financially, you can do so via PayPal or through fan funding. I wouldn't even ask if I didn't need it, but we're in dire straits. Medical expenses and having a good month on YouTube made me expect to be able to replace at least enough income to cover my monthly expenses. And this year's been awful in terms of that. So everything's we're at the end of our rope. And so I'm going to miss you guys. I will be back. We're going to be doing some big things this year. It's just going to be a while before I'm back up, back up online. So I will miss you. You can drop me an email or give me a call. My home phones will be disconnected soon. I'm going to keep my cell number. That's the 864-315-7892. I don't have any minutes on it right now, so that's not a good number now. Or you can hit me up on Facebook. There's a lot of you guys on Facebook, but if you look on my TheMorgile, the main channel, and look at the supported channels, my name is spelled there. It's my tertiary channel. It's called Jonathan Christopoulos. If you want to hit me up on Facebook, it's John Christopoulos, and that's probably going to be the only way to keep in touch with me for a month, couple months, who knows? I'm not sure. So God bless you all. Spread the word, spread the world, and peace. Come on, Bubba, let's go. Let's go. Good girl.